Today, the U.S. military laid out what they say is hard evidence that the attacks on 2 tankers in the Gulf of Oman recently were carried out by limpet mines. While the U.S. didn't point the finger directly at Iran, they did say that these types of explosives are consistent with what is in Iran's inventory. This comes at a time when Americans and many allies around the world are concerned about the Trump administration's credibility on this issue. One reason for that is the National Security Advisor, John Bolton. For nearly 2 decades, he has been very critical of Iran. He's talked about the need for regime change, and while he served in 4 different Republican administrations, after he served in the George W. Bush administration as a U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, he became very openly, vocally critical of Iran and talked about regime change, even criticizing the Bush administration, saying they weren't strong enough against Iran. Now, of course, John Bolton is the National Security Advisor to President Donald Trump, and he has something going for him: proximity. With all of the allies that President Trump has in this administration, like Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, at the end of the day, John Bolton is the one with the president's ear throughout the day. So the question is, does John Bolton want to go to war with Iran? Many critics are concerned that he's provoking Iran with the rhetoric and with this military action. So now this has really become a game of chicken, both militarily and diplomatically. And the question is, does this lead to some sort of a conflict, either by a miscalculation or by a policy decision?
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.